is over, and the Kansas City Chiefs have won it. Heading to the Super Bowl for the third time in 4 years.
Okay, so the AFC Championship game between the Cincinnati Bengals and Kansas City Chiefs was hyped up to be a historic rematch from the season prior when Cincy edged out the Chiefs in a nail-biter. Both teams had huge names leading the charge and who were amongst the faces of the league. They had two of the best young QBs in the league in Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, so fans were going to be treated to a real doozy. However, as it happens often in sports, referees can sometimes get in the way of the action. More particularly in the AFC Championship game, there was a crucial moment when many fans were confused by what was going on the field. During a 3rd and 9, the Bengals stopped Mahomes and company with the punt team ready to head onto the field, and it was at this moment when referees said the clock had moved without their notification. None of the teams seemed to have heard the call, but the officials allowed the Chiefs to redo the 3rd down again. The conversation was that the initial 3rd down play would not count because the clock mistakenly ran off extra time after the 2nd down play in that series. Anyways, Cincy was furious, but they had no option but to try and stop the Chiefs again on 3rd down. And lo and behold, as they sacked the Chiefs QB on the very next play, Bengals corner Eli Apple was called for a PI in the secondary, which gave the home team a new set of downs. Eventually, the away team stopped the Kansas City Chiefs, but not before losing some important field position. With the Bengals starting the ball from their own 6, there was a questionable non-call on Joe Burrow when it appeared that the QB took a shot that could very well have been called roughing the passer. And then later, near the end of the 4th quarter, Cincy found themselves facing a 3rd and 16 after an intentional grounding penalty on 2nd down, despite running back Samaje Perine seemingly being in the area of Joe Burrow's throw. This led Cincinnati coach Zac Taylor to lose his mind at the officials, and you could kinda understand his frustration after what he just witnessed in a span of a couple minutes. Then there were 2 other missed calls against the Bengals that had NFL fans up in arms. One here from Sky Moore's 29-yard punt return that set up the Chiefs' game-winning field goal, as you can see one of the Bengals defender clearly taking a knock from behind. But I think this one here near the end was the most egregious call. On the play where Mahomes scrambled and ran for the 1st down, the QB took a shot on the sidelines from Joseph Asai and was awarded a 15-yard penalty. However, replays showed that the Chiefs' O-line probably had 2 holding calls that were missed. The one on Trey Hendrickson would have surely offset Osai's penalty and would have pinned Harrison Buckner's 15 yards further in the frigid cold. Look, I'm not saying the NFL's rigged with certainty, but it does raise a lot of red flags when all the calls are going against one particular team. The home team certainly benefited from the referees, and it shouldn't take away from anything they've accomplished. Human errors are part of the game, unfortunately, but it just sucks that sometimes they do happen a little too frequently.